All right, so here we go. Rip did decide to give first pick, first ban over to TNG. So here we go.
That's interesting because I don't really see what advantages you have in second pick.
If you want to do something like Cho'Gall, it's much easier to get the Cho'Gall if you're second pick. Right, because it goes
Interesting.
1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, and then you get the last pick.
Ah, I see.
I think it's the last pick that really like pushes it over the edge, would be my guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can react to anything that they've done up to that point by saying, I get the last pick, not you.
ETC ban.
Okay.
Hmm. Do you ban some of the meta heroes? Oh yeah, Ragnaros.
Ragnaros is a great ban on this map if they go through with it.
Ragnaros, the altar poker.
Right? I mean, he can reach all of them. Well, maybe not all of them, but significantly enough that it's dangerous. I think it's a little early for that ban choice, but okay. All right. We can go that direction.
That leaves Rag open. That leaves a lot of other stuff
Everything.
open actually.
Right.
Yeah,
Like all of the normal number one picks are basically open now because we got an ETC and a Zarya ban for the first pick, which is not standard bans right now, currently.
but do you pick up a tank? Because 2 tanks are already banned, technically.
Oh, you have to pick up a tank at this point, just so you don't get hosed. You know, I mean,
Volstead.
TNG can get away with waiting a bit because they have one more set of picks before the next ban phase. But if you don't, if Rip doesn't pick up a tank here, I
Yeah,
worry
Rip
about their
picks up,
ability
like,
to get one.
picks up a tank, yeah, or 2 tanks even. That'd be interesting.
Right? No, this, yeah, this is definitely one of the more interesting drafts I've seen in the last couple of weeks of doing this. Whenever we get picks that are not normal, like the standard first bans, it's always a little. You just kind of look at it like, I wonder why this is the case. You know.
6 seconds.
Oh,
We
you know they
got
have both of their picks. They're just discussing it.
Ragnaros, or a pretty good pickup. They pick up a tank. No, they pick up Malfurion.
Oh, okay, all right.
Both teams just having like a tank standoff, maybe.
TNG will pick a tank here.
Yeah, meta picks out first, right?
I mean,
Tanks for later.
they don't want to not pick their tank here because if they don't pick their tank here, they can't ban a tank against Rip, and Rip can ban a tank against them, right? So it gets, yeah, you have to pick your tank here if you're TNG. Like, I just don't feel like you have a choice anymore.
But man, those just picking Malfurion Rag doesn't really reveal that much
No, it really doesn't
so
reveal
far.
anything, right? So going, oh, all right, okay,
The Haka Li Ming.
unexpected, but okay.
The Haka is pretty good. I think it's possible for a solo tank to Haka, but most likely not. And Li Ming is I feel like Li Ming has been falling off a little bit, like in terms of pick rate, but
Yeah,
she's still pretty strong, in my opinion.
they have Dahaka Sonya before.
Oh, that's true.
They have also Dahaka Zarya before, but Zarya is banned. So I don't, that's obviously not an option for them. The Brightwing ban. Okay. All right. So Rip
Bans out the Brightwing.
I'm trying to come up with a good reason for that. Other than maybe because that would be 3 globals. That's all I can come up with. Is you're worried that the 3rd global is the problem, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, if you're TNG, yeah, you could ban out the Artanis here. I don't know if they're going double tank, but if they are, they could have also banned out the Tychus, but they decided to ban out their Artanis.
well, so either they have to pick up. Well, I guess Falstad could solo lane, right? So they could keep the Haka with the group of 4. All right, but if you're Rip, you have to pick your tank here. Because if you don't pick your tank here, there's a good chance that you're going to lose the tank you want to TNG. Right?
I mean, the tanks that are still up, right, are like Diablo, Johanna, Muradin. I mean, they have Dahaka. You don't have any tanky yet. So you pick up the Diablo, maybe, right? Because he does have the spell shield versus what could be potentially Mage Stad or, like the Li Ming. Oh, but they pick up the Joe instead.
Okay. And Kale Thoss.
So maybe they pick up the Joe because they see the potential Sonya coming, and the blind could blind auto attack Falstad and the Sonya, perhaps.
Cool. That's, yeah. I mean, but again, because you've already picked Mouth, and to really do that, the blind's right? It's Joe and it's Lily, and Lily Mouth just don't work well together.
I will fight to my last breath.
I don't know.
Rhaegar, strong healer pick. On they go, double tank.
Double tank with the Diablo. I love Diablo. I mean, clearly, I'm Diablo shirt today. So I love that pick. And that works really well with the Haka, because now you can let the Haka solo lane, and you can use Falstad, Li Ming, Rhaegar, and Diablo as your group of 4 roaming, which is really, really strong group of 4 that are going to roam together.
So for Rip, is your last pick here like Tychus? Because,
yes. Sorry. Wait, 100% yes, right? Like, or I guess you could Leoric if you wanted to. But I feel like Tychus, well, Leoric's really strong with KT though, right? Because you could, and Mouth, you could root into the Tomb, into the Phoenix, into Convection, or not Convection, but Flame Strike, and what's the bomb? Living Bomb, right? And that's a ton of damage in a real small area real fast, right? So that could totally work out for you if you did Leoric. But Tychus is just as good of a pick here, I think.
Well, what's it gonna be? It's the Raynor.
Okay, then.
Raynor with Giant Killer. You're gonna want Giant Killer.
Yes. But I feel like Tychus... This is one of those situations where I feel like most of what Tychus does, Raynor does... Or most of what Raynor does, Tychus does better.
Raynor's just like a bootleg Tychus.
Right. I mean, granted, his W is helpful, but who? I guess Ragnaros? Your W is going to speed up Ragnaros, maybe? I don't know. That one, we'll see. All right, so for the red team, we have El Chakal on Johanna, Zoratuk on the Ragnaros, Silent on Raynor, Speedcuber on Kael'thas, and Rounding out Rip's team, Mawaku on the Malfurion.
For TNG, we have Dayuni on Rhaegar, Grim on Falstad, Paxtus on Diablo, Azusake on Li Ming, and Cover. Okay. Maybe they didn't have a Tychus player, which is why they didn't pick it up. But or that they had a player who's really good at Raynor.
Yeah, I mean,
like
a pocket
pick
Raynor, right?
Yeah.
That's a possibility, I guess.
Prepare yourself for battle.
It's okay. It's a pick, right? I was just surprised. Also zoomed out, the double zoom will show you both the edge of both towers on the center section, which is kind of cool. All right, so KT hasn't picked his talent yet. Neither has Raynor. Those are the two talents I'm most curious in. Li Ming going Force Armor, so that'll help a lot against the Raynor. KT going Convection.
I'm actually surprised that Li Ming went Force Armor because, I mean, I don't think you would expect to be hit by KT, right? But there's no assassin that really comes after you.
Yeah, but Raynor, you know, his Q, and his Q's probably gonna hit you. So,
I suppose that's true.
And Asusaki just ate a
Flame Strike.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's two positions it would have helped. All right, so Dahaka versus Ragnaros in the top lane is about as we expected. TNG is doing their typical 4-man rotation. Diablo did stay behind just to kind of ward the area up above. And it looks like on the side of Rip, we are going to have Johanna stay here instead of rotate. This is bad. I'm sorry, I was about to actually mention that Johanna's about to get flipped, but then she was flipped and killed. So I went straight to this is bad instead of this could be bad. But yeah, the 4-man rotation, not missing any XP, and TNG was able to get a kill off of it. And part of that, I think, is Diablo just kind of warding right there.
I've seen a surprising amount of Johannas die today, even though Johanna is supposed to be pretty invincible.
Right? And then checking top lane. Dahaka, Ragnaros. Ragnaros has a slight advantage there, but Dahaka dragging him almost into the range of the turrets, but almost getting picked off in the meantime. That could have been bad. Of course, Dahaka is just going to be and then burrow back where he wants to. And wow, Sapper Camp already being picked up on the side of TNG. That was an early Sapper Camp. Much earlier than I'm used to. Falstad's probably going to take care of that bottom altar and then fly up, or no, it looks like everybody's going to go 4-man the bottom altar, and Dahaka's going to get the top altar for TNG, while Johanna and Ragnaros are going to get the top altar for Rip. So Johanna's almost down here. Ragnaros has a ways to go, and Dahaka Boom is down here because he burrows in from behind. KT dies, as does Raynor. Mouth's
Li Ming resets.
Right? You got to look out for those Li Ming resets. Mouth was pretty low, but was able to escape. And that's going to be 8 shots for 0 shots. And if you've noticed, the entire front wall on the bottom lane has been taken care of by those sappers. Falstad was getting a little... was staying a little
greedy.
bit long, right? He really wanted to take out that tower.
I like how Falstad did go Mage Stat here because he sees, oh, hey, my opponent's picked... oh, there's a fight going on.
Yeah, I think Joe's going to get out, though.
So yeah, the Falstad sees, hey, there's an enemy Johanna. She has blinds, so I'm going to go Mage Stat and just not care about those blinds.
Right. That was a good choice, I think. KT's actually pumping out a ton of damage. Top lane, Falstad is up there, and it looks like Dahaka swapped. Is that... Oh, no, Dahaka went mid lane. Okay. I lost Dahaka for a minute there. Rhaegar jungling again to grab this Sapper Camp. Falstad grabs the top Sapper Camp. TNG just putting a lot of pressure out all over the map right now. And Leeming Diablo is putting a lot of pressure on just Raynor, Mouth, Tail Thos in the bottom lane, just by themselves. And that's the entire front wall. And we do have some people positioning around the next altar spawn, which is going to be the bottom altar. Falstad did be back, I think.
Do not disappoint me.
Okay, well, all right. So
They
7.
decided to give it up.
Yeah, the 2-level lead, I guess they decided was more than they wanted to go in on. So Rip did give up that altar phase. I kind of understand doing that. Wow, that was a quick KT kill, and I do not think his convection stack was done yet.
Nah, yeah, I think he lost all of his stacks.
Oh, and Diablo looking to pick up Malfurion here.
Rhaegar might go down.
Rhaegar did go down in the meantime. That was actually a great set of roots from the Malfurion, but Malfurion did get picked off. Don't let Li Ming get that close to you, folks. That's what happens. She just poured it in and killed the Johanna as well. And they picked up... It helps that they picked up this lower tower, right? And it looks like TNG is going to go ahead and get this lower sapper camp to escort them in along with their 10s. So no bloodlust this game for Rhaegar. It is ancestral. Li Ming did go Wave of Force. That kind of surprises me. I would have expected Disintegrate here. And Raynar's still thinking about what his level 7 talent's going to be.
I can actually understand the Wave of Force pick because if you look at the enemy team, right, you have Malfurion, you have KT, and you have Raynor, all of which don't have like a get out of here button, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So blast them into you instead of away from you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can see that. Use it for an engage instead of a disengage. It looks like they were able to get 2 sappers to throw their bombs across onto the core. So TNG doing a good job of being extremely annoying and putting a lot of pressure onto Rip while they are still 2 full levels ahead. So this will be interesting. Double altar phase. Rip does not have their heroic abilities yet. And everything but Gust is still up for TNG. So do you challenge here or do you just let the altars go? Right, at a certain point you've let too many altars go to win the game.
The altars have risen.
I think you might want to let the altar go here because not only are you not 10 yet, but yeah, you're just not 10 yet. You just kind of want to soak a little bit more, keep some of the shots off your
Alright, so
towers.
that was a lot of shots just now, but they're also not... Rip isn't really soaking. Like, I know they just now started moving into the soak, but if you look prior to those shots going off, they really weren't soaking the lanes either. So TNG picks up the top bell tower and decides, hey, you know what would be great? Let's boss. However, in the meantime, Rip did get their level 10 heroic abilities.
Yeah, I believe now is the point at which you don't want to lose any more shots. You have to start contesting because I get the 10 is a lot bigger than the other just smaller talents are.
Joe's in trouble. Johanna can do a lot of things. 1v5 is not one of them. As a tank player, I can tell you, I have been that Johanna 1v5. It never works out for you. And it's extremely painful. Dahaka and Raynor are going at it down in the bottom lane. I think this edge goes to Dahaka for this one. Oh, and he isolated Raynor and got a kill on him. Ooh, that's gonna sting. So bottom lane, Dahaka just cleared the lane and just killed Raynor. Top lane, there's a lot of kind of skirmishing going on, while Falstad gets the sapper camp. So this is gonna be 3 more shots on the core if they can get the sapper camp through. And the new those orbs. The new altar just spawned bottom where Dahaka is sitting. So we should see 3 more shots here from the sappers, because I don't think that... Oh, yep, especially with the Falstad Gust used. There's the 3 shots from the sappers. Dahaka is going to channel this bottom altar right now.
There's nothing to really stop him either.
No, I mean, it's 13 versus 11 now. Like, you can't go in. Again, you can't go in because you're not on the same tier. So that's another... I mean, you're down to 6 shots. Alright, I'm legitimately asking you now, how do you turn this around? Because at this point, I don't know how to turn it around. Your soak isn't going to stop anything, because if you constantly soak, you're just going to constantly lose bell towers. Right, like this is the problem on Towers of Doom. Once you get behind... Ooh! Molten Core was a great idea.
Yeah, you got to make something happen. Like, you have to make some picks, even though you are a talent down. You have to interrupt their momentum. Like, right now, TNG is just roaming free on the map, doing whatever they want.
Right. I do like that Molten Core. I think that Molten Core right there was actually a good use of Molten Core. But the problem is you still didn't get a pick, and you have to get a pick here. And Johanna taking a ton of damage and getting dragged. This could be bad for her. APOC going out. Oh, 3 people stunned there. That's going to be a dead Rainer. That was actually a really good APOC. And everybody's really low. Well, not really low, but Johanna and Ragnaros were really low there. And they're going to grab the sappers. If they grab both sapper camps, that's game.
They do have the gust to make sure at least one of them gets in.
Well, okay. So now, all right. If you're Rip at this point, like you're about to be ripped, right? Like
if you're Rip, you're resting in peace right about now.
It's a triple altar spawn, and they have sappers pushing on you. So if you stop the sappers, Falstad and Daha could grab the altars, and the game's over anyway. If you don't stop the sapper camp, you lose the game anyway. So what do you do? Like, there is no winning here.
One of them.
And that's game. Like, there was no win here. I feel really bad for Rip, but there was no win here. There was 0 way for them to win that game.